That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
It's a mimic.
Oh yes,
Oh,
we were prepared. Be prepared.
here, let me open it with my mage hand.
Hold on a second.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the I wonder, does the mage hand have a color? I know it's spectral floating hand. Huh. So the spectral floating hand appears and lifts the chest lid. It comes open easily. Apparently, they weren't big into security back in the day because it is not locked. You can see things inside. You can't really tell from. I mean, you're 10, 12 feet away from the chest, so you can't really tell exactly what's in there. But there's
Okay,
maybe a
can
pair
I
of boots.
can I spill it open, or is it too heavy?
With the contents inside, you wouldn't be able to lift it
Mage hand is like what,
with
5 pounds?
everything all together.
And
Yes, it only
Yeah,
lifts up
five
to 10.
pounds.
Nice. Stay where you are. I'll go check it out. So,
just gonna say it seems like Johnny would already be in there.
yeah, Johnny stepped back because it's like that's a mimic. So I would go over and check out what's in the chest.
And the chest bites your hand off.
I spy with my little eye.
So you see there's 3 pairs of boots,
Okay.
a set of horseshoes, there's a
Okay.
bunch of caltrops,
Hmm.
and a book
Caltrops can be useful.
And
and
a what?
a book and a hammer.
A book, a hammer, 3 sets of boots, horseshoes, and caltrops. Hmm. Well, this is mighty random.
And the chest
Uh,
bites your hand off. Conk.
exactly. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. So I'm going to step around to the side here.
Oh, what have your previous DMs done to you?
Well, our
Is
current
every chest a
our
mimic?
well our current DM has thrown nothing but mob after 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 mob at us.
Wow.
That's a lot of mobs.
Yeah.
It
Ooh.
was.
All right.
Wow.
So it stands to reason that's a mimic.
Jacob writes down
Okay.
dinosaur fights.
All right.
No, so I'm going to step around to the side over here, and I'm going to tip the chest forward into the open space.
You're looking to have everything sort of tumble out.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, in case there's a
Uh,
trap and I'm going to trigger it, that it doesn't attack me.
sure, sure. So you tip it over,
Hmm.
and things start to fall out, sort of roll out, especially the kelp traps. It's odd as the kelp sort of tumble out. They seem to they settle and then sort of flip over once or twice more away from the boots and horseshoes.
Away
It's
from.
almost yeah. It's like a slight delay before they move away from those.
Huh. Anything specifically interesting looking about any of these sets of boots? Any of them a higher quality, a lower quality?
They're all in remarkable shape. I mean, from what you know of the history of this place, this would have been abandoned for a couple. Well, aside from the trips the soldiers make, everywhere west of the river is centuries old.
Hmm.
So the fact that they're even intact is
Does somebody have, or, sorry, hold on.
Yeah, identify? Yes. Why, yes, I do.
No, I was gonna say, maybe they're magical? Can somebody check to see if they're magical? I can't do anything like that.
I'd say pick up one of the boots and move it closer to the caltrops, see if they move.
Yeah, that's what identify does. It's a 1-minute ritual. Oh, you got Arcana, even
Oh,
better. It's okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. If you don't know, you don't know. It's all good.
I didn't realize you were doing skill checks. Hi. Wow.
No. Well, identify is a spell. Apparently, apparently Joseph has a wonderful
Arcana roll.
Arcana roll.
yep. So
Cool. So,
just so you know, if I'm remembering correctly, and I need to double check, but if you cast a spell as a ritual, it adds 10 minutes to the casting time. So you can do it, unprepared, but it will add that additional time, which might mean that things come and look for you.
No, I've actually got it prepared. I got identify prepared
Oh, nice.
as a spell.
Okay, so yeah, you can, as you look over the, I'm assuming that arcana was for the boots and Keltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you look over them, you can note just slightly slight etchings on the caltrops of some sort of magical nature that, and based on your observations so far, figure they probably work in conjunction with the shoes and horseshoes, and that they will move away from them.
A cool boot to have for.
Yeah, so you could probably throw out the caltrops, and then if you're wearing the boots, you could just walk across that area without fear because the caltrops will dodge your feet.
But anyone without those boots would be tripped up by them, so to speak.
What are the boots made out of by chance? Are they like armored boots? Are they like hippie moccasins or?
they're,
Minnetonka.
they're sturdy leather boots. They've got a little iron shot at the toe area.
Are
I
any
don't see
of
that
them
they
our
come in a 10
sizes?
and a half.
Yeah, do they come in at a 12 and a half steampunk?
Yeah.
I'll check in the back.
Nice.
It's okay.
I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but they're magical, so they'll likely resize if you try to put them on to fit whatever
That's what
you're
I'm
wearing.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's another way to test if they actually
Yes.
are magic.
Boots of devouring. Oh, there go your feet. They're mimics.
You might need to each boot.
Each boot is a devourer.
How many mimics have you encountered, Johnny?
Johnny Lassuman gives you this haunted look and says, I really don't want to go into that right now. And this is like a haunted look in his eyes.
Is
Surely no
Johnny
burn,
suspicious
like,
that he
might
himself
smack him
is a
on the
mimic?
shoulder.
My poor dog Pogo.
Wow.
All right, so anyone care to be brave and put on the boots? He kind of looks down at his armored boots and says, I'm good.
Althea.
I'll sit down and first I'm going to pick up one of these boots, look into it, stick my hand into it to make sure it doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah, it's empty.
Kick off one of my boots, pull this one on. It looks like it's going to be really snug, but I'm going to try anyway.
Oddly enough, it is not snug at all. It fits perfectly. What did
Is
you
it-
say, 9.5?
Is it comfortable?
It is quite comfortable.
Huh.
It's like a pair of bald mountain moccasins.
Huh. Kick off my other boot, find the match of the 6 to the one that is on my foot already. Again, put a hand in because spiders stuff.
Sure.
Pull it on. These are surprisingly
sounds-
comfortable.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it does just as well as the other one.
These are surprisingly comfortable. I stand back up, and I go to wherever the biggest pile of caltrops is. I'm going to step into it slowly.
Yep. As your foot comes down, the caltrops sort of shuffle aside, turning on their points so that there's a nice Althea foot-shaped area.
Well,
Isn't that something? Oh, look at the horseshoes. Are the horseshoes inscribed as well?
Yes, they are. Similar etchings.
Hmm.
Hold on. Is there more than one set of boots?
There are 3.
Uh,
There are now 2 available.
Are they? Wait, they're all magical?
presumably.
Oh hell
Only
yeah!
one
She's
set's
gonna
been
walk
tried.
over, put on a pair.
Hey, Johnny, you're set, or you want the other one?
I'm good.
Wait, hold on. Do they do the same thing?
Are you gonna step on a cow trap?
Well, do they fit?
Yes, they do. They fit very well.
Yeah,
They
she's gonna
form.
jump in like it's a puddle.
Oh God.
They just scatter. You land. Fortunately, you keep your balance. There was a moment there where you thought, "Oh, I'm not wearing these boots all over my body, and I might fall on these." But fortunately, you don't, and you're fine.
She does a double fist pump and just looks at Althea and nods. Stupid grin on her face.
I guess I'll take the last pair and do the same. Hopefully, the luck doesn't end here.
Yeah, no, it's just as before. Everyone, or the 3 of you now have boots that avoid these caltrops.
Well,
Memory foam.
given that I'm the one most likely to be in proximity to our enemies, perhaps I should be the one carrying the caltrops, or are there enough to split betwixt the 3 of us? 4 of us.
You have enough that you could cover 4 squares pretty easily.
I have no problem with you taking them all.
I'll take
There,
I'll take some of them.
there's a
Right.
pouch in the chest as well that presumably you could put the caltrops in. But if you're splitting them, I mean, I don't know how you're gonna just throw 20 caltrops in your backpack.
Sure.
That won't end poorly.
Putting them in a pocket. No.
As I go to pick up all the pieces of my armor that a-hole of a trash monster made all the leather fall apart on my armor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out one of my smith's tools kits. Get
Excuse
more pieces of leather. Tell me they didn't destroy all my leather, because that would
me.
really piss me
No.
off.
So what happened was that the bindings, they unsnapped or they untied themselves or
Okay,
there
so
was
it,
like
it
a little
didn't actually
belt loop that sort of
destroy them.
It just
right exactly.
unbuckled all of his buckles.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so
So
I
you
will
can retie or
I'll put everything back on. I'll still go into my smithing tools bag, pull out a couple of leather ties. I want to try a little experiment. Take 2 of those horseshoes that we found and tie them to the front of my greaves on my armor. And just slide a foot towards one of those caltrops and see if it does anything.
Okay. I'm to double check. So it's on your shin essentially.
Yeah, it's about 2 inches up from the crease of the foot. So yeah, on the shin, on the greaves.
Okay. As you slide your foot towards it, it doesn't move.
Well, these don't work. I'll just put the I'll put the horseshoes in the bag in my kit for now.
They're broken.
Pretty much. Just out of curiosity, toss one on the ground, see if it does anything.
Just towards the caltrops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tumble away as where it lands.
It must be a proximity thing. It must have to be very close to it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And there's only 2?
There's 4
There's
horseshoes.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
full
well,
set of
someone's
2.
got to save them till we get a horse.
Yeah, put them back in my bag.
Or you might be able to shape them to the toe and heel of your boot.
Go clop 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 everywhere we go.
Yeah, you got.
Do you have a
might be able
Do
Are
you
to
have a
use it.
coconut?
particularly sneaky anyway? And she says it to you in exactly that tone of voice. She's sarcastic right now.
Just nail them to the bottom of your foot like a horse would have.
Yeah, let's do that. No. I'll figure it out later. I don't want to. I don't want to damage the inscriptions on the horseshoes,
That's sensible.
and reshaping them in any way could potentially do that. I'll figure something out.
All right.
For now, we can keep all the caltrops in the one bag, mostly because I don't want to ruin what's in my backpack.
All right. I'll carry them. I gather up the caltrops. We should really be moving along. We've only got a few days to
True. Before
get
everyone
where we
starts
need to
dying.
be.
Yeah, I mean, the time passes. This exchange probably only took like 2 or 3 minutes, really. There was also a hammer and a book in that chest.
Oh yeah, that's right. What was it with the hammer? Is it like a smith's hammer?
It actually is like a smith's hammer.
Ooh.
It's got a sort of flat end on one side, and then on the other side it tapers into a more of a point. It's not a sharp point, but it's
Right.
sort of angles in to a
Yeah,
much thinner
a smithing
spot.
hammer. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have any inscriptions on it?
It does actually, but it is in Almani. And since you have a translator there, I assume he's just going to tell you what it says.
Do we have someone with Almani?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack's.
I was talking to the Duke earlier.
Cool. Okay.
I just need to double check on my notes, which I really should have had for this already because it's like first thing.
Is Jacob super low for anybody else?
No.
A bit.
I can.
Yeah, Jacob's a bit low for me too.
It's very difficult to hear him for me. I wonder if there's something I can do.
Yeah. You can go right click on him in your chat and adjust his volume.
Oh, I sure can. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
I've got him
Up for
turned all the
mine.
way up to
Okay,
200%.
Does it
Bring it
say
up to
he who
11.
can wield this shall inherit the power of Thor?
It does not actually. No.
Darn it.
It says, "In Vasher, all war is made."
In Vasher, all war is made.
Who's Vasher?
I'd say, where is Vasher?
Oh, in Vasher.
In Vasher. So I'm gonna do a religion check to see if if the name Vasher is anything from that round.
Sounds like a deity to me.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's a good one. Yeah, you recall there was an old god that the Draken Toters worshipped named Vasher. He was chief. He was the chief deity of their empire. And quite militaristic.
Well, what about this book? I'll pick it up and take a look at it.
Has a few spells in it, and I'm just going to give you the list. It seems like it used to be would have been some other wizard's book. Hopefully he didn't need it wherever
It's
he went.
Jaxar's book.
Not my initials, but thank you very much.
By the
some
laws
of
of
those you already
acquisition.
have. But the ones that you don't, that'll give you access to those.
Ooh, color spray.
It's not any sort of like spell learning that I have to do. Like it's not going to take time or.
It is in the notes of that wizard, whoever subscribed to this. So we'll take a little bit of time to get used to what they are, how they wrote, and what their methodology was versus how you learned. Especially since this is presumably like the other item, something from a couple centuries ago. So
You just found the original copy of the Spells and Potions book,
Necronomicon.
the Half-Blood Prince's copy.
Okay, I'll let them know what's inside and then say I'll take a look at this later.
right. Shall we continue on then? Or is there anything else in here that... Do we want to go poking in the other piles of junk, or will they turn into monsters too?
Only one way to find out. Poke, poke, poke.
That looks like a chair. Overturned chair.
Nothing happens with the debris as you poke and jostle it. It's looks like just broken pieces of stuff that was thrown into this room at one point, for whatever
All
reason.
right, so nothing worthy.
Nah.
It looks like a dagger.
There's a rusted weapon there. Yeah, it's of no use to anyone.
All right.
Crusty
gonna check-
weapons.
I'm gonna check the beheaded torso over here next to the treasure chest.
Okay.
No, kidding. Let's just go.
All right.
So what is beyond this portcullis? So is there
I mean, whatever you can see there's a. I'm just switching to your view. It looks like there's there's light up ahead from some source. It's hard to tell. On the right, here, you can see there's a staircase that leads up, but there's rubble and debris and rocks on it. Whatever was above is not accessible from there.
Duke is still there, right? Just floating, watching.
He's actually sitting on the throne, but he is watching.
Okay.
Didn't you say there's a switch or a handle around here somewhere?
It's over here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there is a wheel that, if turned, would presumably raise the portcullis, but it is currently locked.
Oh, Jacob, this is a staircase?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it used to lead up, but it has been, rubble and rock from whatever was above has fallen on it.
Yeah.
Gwen's just running back and forth.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
take.
turn- Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
She
It's
kept
okay.
one.
I
caltrop
turn
and
to
she's thrown on
the
ground and
ghost
she's
of
thrown past
the Duke and say, "All right. So how does one unlock this?" Indicating
it.
the portcullis wheel.
Says the soldiers have a key that they keep at the top of the tower.
Oh, she didn't tell
And he
us
says,
that last week.
Did Corporal Danson make it out okay? He seemed a good man. I know some of the soldiers died.
No one provided us with a... Well, I can't understand him, can I? This is
Oh,
this
but
is
I'm
Jackson's
translating
favorite.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for ease of use, you can respond as though. I mean, unless Joe tells me he's not translating something, I'm assuming he's giving everyone the rundown.
Oh, we were not provided with a key. Is there any other way?
He said it's at the top of the tower.
At the top of... But isn't that the... Aren't those stairs that we can see through there to get to the top of the tower?
No. There's stairs over here.
Yeah, in the first room that you went through, there were stairs up.
Oh.
And based on based on what you saw as you came through originally, the tower jutted up from that first room.
All right.
So these stairs that are here would have led. He tells you that it once led to the upper floor of this keep, where he and his family lived, among other things that were up there.
And is the rot you speak of at the top of the outer tower, or in that where in your former apartments?
He tells you that it is deeper in the keep.
So we do need to make our way through the portcullis.
Yes.
All right.
He'll also tell you that I know you had asked last week for a route through, and he will actually make an offer that he will tell you the way through before you deal with the rot if you commit to coming back and destroying it.
That is a commitment I will happily make.
That might be better. We're trying to save some people, actually. The faster
Sure.
we can get that cure, the sooner
And
we
then
can
we sh-
save them and come back and deal with this.
Yes. I am happy to commit to that.
All right. It's gonna be through the portcullis though, so you're gonna have to go up either way. Sorry, didn't make that clear. He says that there is an old secret escape route, but it's behind the portcullis, as obviously that would have been a defensive point.
Makes sense.
All right.
All right, so let's just head up the stairs because Gwen and I keep running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yay!
You're getting your
Okay.
steps in.
Yes, I am.
The representation of the map is just for ease of use. I mean, the stairs go up, and I made it contiguous so that you could just walk. Oh, it's locked, isn't it?
It is.
Hey, I remembered. I made it contiguous so that you could just move your token without having to deal with me like moving you around to different sections.
Jaxar, come back. Jaxar, come here. Yeah. Go ahead, Althea.
So what do I see in this room? I see somebody down on the ground over there.
Yeah, as you walk in, you see a soldier in the livery of the city that you came from, the blue and green with the owl.
Well, I don't think I want to step into those mushrooms.
Light comes in from windows. It's very dim, but it does provide some illumination. There are vines that are creeping through the windows as well.
Okay. And what's the deal with these mushrooms?
There's a bunch of fungus that are growing underneath one of the windows.
We'll just leave that alone. I'm gonna go check on the soldier over here.
Okay. Kristen, if you do slash and EM, it'll do an emote. So like this. If I can type correctly, that would help. And that's just done using this. Oh, that was actually in the chat box. I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but you know, it's some people like doing it. So the man there that's on the ground, he's slumped against the window. There is, he doesn't appear to be wounded anywhere. You know, there's not like an obvious claw or stab or piercing or anything like that. There's a short sword lying on the ground next to him. It looks, well, yeah, he's clearly dead though. He's not moving.
Okay, he's not doing much of anything other than just laying there and being dead. Okay. Check him for any type of identification other than obviously he's city watch from the city we just came from. You told us that, but is there any specific identification on him?
No, nothing.
Is there a handy key? Is there a handy portcullis key on him?
There's not. No.
Damn it.
Is
Okay.
this a window?
It is a window. There's a vine coming in from outside. You can see out into the waste. It's black, even ground.
No.
There's a staircase leading up on the bottom right. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but just to be
Yes.
cover all. Yep.
Can we tell cause of death?
Sure. You can examine him. Make a medicine check would probably be better.
I'd be better off with investigation, but okay. Oh, I just have to click on it, don't I?
You can do a wisdom.
Oh, sorry. No, you wanted medicine. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Oh, dude, really?
Oh, I forgot to go over my notes. Now that so I've been really bad about giving out inspiration to you guys because just not used to it. So why don't everyone just add an inspiration to your character sheet? I'm sure you would have earned one at some point. If you open up your character sheet, if you look at the top underneath your name, to the right of strength and above your proficiency bonus, it says inspiration, and if you just click that, it'll do a little circle dragon thing, the D&D symbol. And the way that's used is whenever you want to use it, you will get advantage on whatever roll you're about to do. So if you want to use it on attack, you can do that. Skill check, saving throw. But yeah, I've been bad at keeping it out, and I wanted to try to make up for it a little bit. So
Thank you.
Too late, Luther.
right. So you're looking at him. You can't really tell what he died from. You know the short sword looks a little odd. It's not built the way a normal short sword might be.
That's going to be
But
more
that doesn't
Johnny's
seem to-
bailiwick than mine.
Doesn't seem to be any connected to his death in any way.
Johnny, there's something odd about that sword, but I can't identify it.
Take a look at the sword.
Okay. Make a intelligence check, and I assume you have some sort of crafting skill. If you have a proficiency, you can do that.
Like proficiency in
like
smithing
your s-
tools.
Yeah, sure.
That sucked.
Do it as an intelligence check, and we're just gonna add your proficiency from smithing.
Okay, so now
that,
it's
that'll
12.
come out to a 12.
Yeah, it still sucks.
It's
Not as bad.
It's thinner. It's thinner than a normal short sword would be, and the hilt is very short. Like it's not a normal guard for a sword.
Okay, is it like an
It
epee
looks
sword?
kind of aerodynamic as well.
Thin
Would
as
you-
in the blade is thin or the blade is narrow?
The blade is. I'm trying to think of what the difference would be now. I guess it would be thinner.
So like a knife blade, almost like he's using a really extended kitchen knife.
Yeah,
He's using a rapier. You're describing it sounds like a rapier to me.
not exactly.
No.
I mean, it still has it's still straight and has edge on both sides.
Huh.
So like an epee weapon?
Like a what?
An epee?
No,
It's
because
a
that
type of, it's a type of dueling sword.
Like a foil.
no, I'm thinking far more like the difference between the tang on a sword, which is usually about eighth to a quarter of an inch thick. If this is thinner, it's more like a kitchen knife, where it's a 16th. But you're saying that it's edged on both sides.
Yes. So, let's just do some.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna look something up so I can maybe.
But you said it's rusted, yes? Or no, that was the one in
That
the
one
other room.
No, that was. Yeah. So, just for the sake of helping me describe this better, if you imagine a normal short sword, the blade itself from one edge to the other, let's say, is 3 inches from edge to edge. This one's only like 1.5 inches. So when I say thinner, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. So from edge to edge, that in my brain is narrower.
Okay. Yeah. So then it's narrower.
Okay.
Still about the correct length for a short sword. Everything about it is narrower.
It's just wrong.
Or made for a child.
Or a halfling.
Or a halfling.
No, I mean it's the correct size for a human, and it's this guy that's on the ground is definitely not a halfling, and he was clearly wielding it. It's right next to where his hand is.
Look in the Discord chat. That's what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like.
It's like ceremonial.
That's like God or
Alucard
Gryffindor sword.
Jeez.
That's what that is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Gad. Or is his grip on it very, very solid?
No, I mean he's died, so he's let go. It's
All right,
just sort of
so
like
I don't have
he
to
rests.
pry it from his cold, dead fingers.
No, it's like resting on his fingers, but his hand is open.
All right, so I'm going to take it from him and examine it, wipe it off.
Yeah.
I look over it out there. Looting dead bodies, are we? Interesting. Just go back to what I was doing.
Yeah, you don't notice anything extra about it now that it's in your hand. It feels. Actually, you do. It's sort of. There's a slight vibration in your hand while holding it.
It's a vibroblade.
Yeah, and when Johnny made that comment, she just froze and stared at him. Like, showed her eyes, glared at him.
He's not even paying attention.
I realized that. But once I noticed the vibration,
Mm-hmm.
I turn it in my hands and say, "Hold that."
I take a look at it. Take it out of her. Gently take it out of her hand so as not to nick her with the blade.
Sure. Yeah. You feel that same very slight vibration.
Isn't that a thing? Well, I don't have detect good or evil, so that's not going to work.
What kind of cleric are you?
The kind that can smite you from here, young lady.
There's stuff down here.
Especially with that sword in your hand.
Hmm.
I did. I don't know if you caught it. I did say it seemed like it would be aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's a good throwing weapon.
Despite your disparaging comment about looting the body,
yes,
I think it might be well for us to take this with us.
Completely agree with you. When we have more time, I can do some more in-depth examination of it, find out more about its character. If you're okay with me holding on to it. I mean, you did lay claim to it, and that's fine.
I'm perfectly fine with you holding on to it.
Oh no, I'll just put it in my pack.
Okay.
Until I know more about it, I don't think it wise any of us use it. No telling what it might do.
If this is a staircase in this corner, are we having to jump over it to get through that doorway?
No, that's not a doorway. So just again for the ease of use, that staircase leads up, but to facilitate movement, the corridor that you see is actually the staircase.
Okay. I got it. So I made her run up and down those stairs, is what I did.
Yeah. So to go up the stairs, you just move your token down this corridor to the next area.
Ah, all right.
So this is down?
Yeah. Up.
All right. Let's go.
Johnny, we'd best catch up. They're going on ahead without us.
All right.
The squishy people are in front, and we probably shouldn't be.
Okay. As you head up, actually, it's daylight outside, so let me turn on the light. So as you head up the staircase, there might actually already be light.
Yeah, I can see light.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
As you
there's
head
light
up
at the bottom.
staircase, you note that there's light up ahead, above you on the circle staircase. Presumably, you're getting to the top of this short tower.
Sure.
And you're gonna come
With the
up
squishies
to
in front.
the-
Yes.
All right. Well, you want to squeeze by?
Not in this armor.
Yeah, I don't take up all this 5 feet.
You're not a amorphous blob. You can move past them on a staircase.
She was in a hurry to get in front. I want to see what happened.
Okay, so as you come out onto this top tower, you note that there's a ballista in the corner. There's a few dead bodies and some skeletons.
Okay.
There's a blood trail leading to the one up in the corner. The crenellated battlements are just choked with vines.
Okay. What is this over here in this square north of where I'm standing?
Looks like rope.
That is an anchored rope. You can see the trails off down off of the battlement. And we'll do initiative there.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, God.
Fabulous.
Yes, 2.2.
Oh my gosh, I had a good roll this time.
I almost clicked inspiration for my initiative.
I mean, you can use it for whatever you want.
No.
Why is it taking so long to roll? Okay, cool.
Hey, Tara, you're not at the
Okay.
bottom of the initiative order.
For once.
So as you look over the edge, you note that the vines on the battlement begin to move towards you.
Great.
And looking like they're about to snap and try to hit you like a I don't know, a wet towel.
Feed me, Seymour. Okay.
And it is the Jaxar's turn.
The Jaxar.
The Jaxar. Oh, I guess Althea would have beat the vine, so she'll be second. We didn't.
Wait a
I
minute,
don't know
what?
why, but we don't get the point. You and the vines both rolled 12s, but
Oh.
your dexterity's better than
Than
theirs,
theirs.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit the one by me.
Oh yeah, that's a good hit. Yeah, and it does not like fire, because it is. I guess I should move this to the top so you can see it better. That is a strong hit. Yeah, as the bolt strikes the vines, it recoils and burns away.
Now,
And
did
that
you hit
will make-
this one? Or
Yes.
this one?
Did I put that on the wrong? Oh, I put it on there. Okay. Oh yeah, I assumed the one to the right of you. I guess that might not be correct.
The one to the right of me.
Okay. If I can get this to do it right. Okay. Okay. And do you do anything else?
Will I
Got into its proper.
be attacked if I move away from this one, or is it right next to me?
It depends on where you move. Right now, you can, as long as you stay adjacent to whatever you're next to, they won't get a tax opportunity. So, what I mean by that is, if you moved to like here, you'd still be good. But if you moved to here, they would both get a tax opportunity because you're moving away from both of them. If you
Right
moved to
here?
here, just the one to your right would get it, and here would just the one to your top left.
Then I'm gonna move here.
Okay, so that will mean that the one that's here will try to snap at you. And will strike you for 3 points of damage. And that'll bring us to Althea's turn.
Okay.
Oh,
Bonus action. Casting Searing Smite.
That one, I think that one is when you hit, you get to do it. So
Yeah.
'cause you don't want to waste
it
it by doing
says
it first. And
it says bonus action concentration deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target for up to 10 rounds.
Yeah, but you want to see
oh,
if you
nice.
hit first.
Okay.
But okay, I want to
No,
say
no,
we hit
I was
first.
thinking of something else. So yeah, you're correct. That's good to use before you attack.
Okay, and smitey, smitey with the halberd. Let's hope it actually works.
Okay. What are you? Which one are you going for?
The one directly above me.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
And is that as well? Self. What?
Yeah. It's,
Okay, I don't know what that does. Maybe I'm supposed to do something else with it.
you're supposed.
The spell. No, it's self because you do it on yourself, so you get
Oh.
the bonus to damage. That's why
Okay.
it's self. So it's extra d6 of fire, and so I guess you just click Searing Smite in the chat box, and it'll do your damage for you.
Okay.
You don't need to worry about the DC 10. Is there any? Is there actually? There's no DC on that, right? Oh no, there is for the additional. Okay.
Yeah, but if they don't
Oh.
make their DC check, it will continue. They'll continue to take 1d6 of fire damage for an entire minute.
Yeah. That's what the DC
Yeah.
is for.
Because I'm about to do the same thing.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So he's gonna say, the Searing Smite did the extra damage. Do you do anything else?
I am standing between it and Gwen, so no, I'm staying where I am.
Okay. Okay. They all just start flailing at you. The one next to Johnny will try to strike him. Oh my gosh. It's taking a while for the rolls. Okay, so that will miss. The one next to Althea will try to strike her. And miss. And the one next to Jaxar will try to strike him. And will. For an additional 2 points of damage. And the one on the far left just sort of flails ineffectually. You do note that the longer vines do start to sort of shift around the tower. And it is Gwen's turn.
What does that mean? Oh no.
But they're moving along. They're slow, but they can move. It makes sense for that one to be oriented that way.
Does it look like shooting these with arrows is gonna do anything?
I mean, still has a point, so it could.
Alright, well, I'll try it. We'll shoot this one. Or try.
Alright.
I mean, that's not a great roll.
That will hit.
Oh!
Okay. Not as good as setting it on fire, but it still did some damage. You know that the arrow, I mean, it gashed the vine itself. And when I say vine, I mean there's a bunch of vines that are out. It pierced the vines, but it didn't sever it, and they're still there. So it doesn't look like it did as much as you'd hope, but it still damaged it. And mechanically, that just means it did. It has resistance, so it did half damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you do anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay.
Oh wait, can I use my bonus action to sheath my bow and grab my dagger?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do that.
Okay, that brings us to Johnny.
Okay, I'm gonna draw an attack of opportunity from the one to my immediate right, because I'm going to be coming down here over to here, and
Okay.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Jaxar before he keels over and dies.
Nice.
Can you path that out for me, just so I see exactly where you're going?
Not quite sure how to do that.
Okay, I can in here.
Yep, keep going.
So,
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going down. And then jig to the right. And
okay.
yeah, and straight
So
across.
that's going to bring you next to the one at the bottom left,
No,
correct?
no, no, no. There.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
So you're doing
it looks like it's
this.
going to draw attacks of opportunity.
And then
from
there,
all of
yes.
them.
No, it's not.
Everybody.
I'll get 2 out of the 3 at the most.
Okay. So that's only going to draw from this one.
Okay.
And you might have thought this one, but you're still technically within its reach, so you don't draw from it.
Oh, I don't like that.
It does slap you for 5, though.
Okay. I can take it.
Nice welt on the back.
Asshole thing. Okay. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Jax real quick.
Okay.
So that's going to be 3 plus 3 for 6, because it's 1d8 plus my healing. So-
What are you supposed to add to that? Your wisdom?
Wisdom mod.
Is that what the extra 3 is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attitude, friend.
So 6 HP.
Yep. You get back 6.
And do you do anything else?
Just square off against
Oh.
this thing.
Okay. Wisdom. I'm just adjusting your cure wounds so that it adds the wisdom automatically.
Thank you very much. Knew I was forgetting something.
Alright. So that will bring us to the top, and Jaxar's turn.
And I gotta go into spells and knock off one more of my
To the
level
ground.
ones.
Magnification right now.
Okay. So looks like you can get both the one right in front of you and the one to the left here.
It's through.
Is that a saving throw? Assume it's dexterity, right?
What?
So in the spell description itself, it says dexterity saving throw for half. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep. Each
I
creature
don't
takes a
think it's come up.
dexterity save throw.
At the top of your spell sheet, it says the spell save DC. What is that?
At the top of the what?
On your character sheet, at the top of your spells, it has a spot for spell DC.
Also says.
See if I can. Okay, so at the top, you see where it's. You go back to your spells, not core. Above that, you see spell attack bonus, spell save DC, and spell casting ability.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, so that spell save DC is 14.
14.
All right. So yeah, whenever I ask for it, that's where you're gonna find it.
Okay.
And they take 8. So the one burns up, and the vines recoil off of the tower.
To hell with you.
The other one failed his, so he's gonna take the full damage minus that. Okay. And do you do anything else? Move, bonus actions.
I'll just move back a little bit so
Okay.
entangled by him.
That's down the stairs.
Yep. So effectively, if you go into that corridor, you're effectively leaving the top of the tower, which is fine. You can do that. You just on your next turn, you won't be able to see anything. You'll have to come back up in order to, attack or anything like that. which it's perfectly fine. I mean, there's no reason not to, in my opinion. But I just wanted to give you that heads up since the map isn't.
No, that
exact.
this right here is fine. Then I'll just stay at the top of the tower.
Okay, that'll make it Althea's turn.
Okay, and since my concentration was not broken, I still have Searing Smite activated. And I will try to strike at the one next to me again.
Okay.
Do I hit Searing Smite first and then the halberd?
The halberd first, because if you miss with the halberd, there's no reason to do the Searing Smite
Okay.
damage.
Yep.
So that will miss. And do you do anything else?
No, because I'm still protecting Gwen.
Okay. So the vine will try to give you a nice welt, Althea. And will miss. And the other two will edge towards you. And that will actually get it in range for Johnny. Vine snaps out and tries to strike him, and it does. So another 5 damage.
Seriously, dude.
As it
Okay.
puts a nice strike across your chest, making it Gwen's turn.
Keeps time my armor class. It's pissing me off.
Mhm.
Alright, well, I'll go over here.
And then I'm rolling max damage when I do hit on you.
Thanks.
Which is
Slash
yeah.
that
You're
with
welcome. I thought you might. Enjoy
Appreciate that.
Ooh, nice.
It's all good. Kill this one off. I'll make
So-
another one.
Due to the way the tokens work, I just wanted to let you know that the one you're attacking right now, its health bar is right here, and the other one's health bar is this one. So it might look a little,
I
if you
see.
look at it, it
I
might.
don't see health
We
bars.
can't see
just-
their
Yeah,
health bar.
we don't see any health bars. That's what I was wondering.
Oh,
How alive? Oh, there we go.
I see 2 out of 3.
I
There
had
we
to
go.
do them each
Okay.
individually.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So yeah, that'll hit.
Wait a second. I did no damage to that one before?
So.
Because I hit it for 4. I
Right.
thought.
So in the one that's right here, this one, its
Yeah.
health bar is actually right.
Oh.
So it's not the health bar directly above it. It's just because of the way the tokens are.
Oh, gotcha.
it-
Oh.
Okay.
It
Weird.
sits it in a weird place. Yeah. Actually, I'll
Okay.
change that. I'm gonna put it underneath so that it's. And now it's gone.
It's dead.
Uh,
Awesome.
I put it below. That. Oh, now it's really far below. Now it's under Althea. All right. Well, that'll work.
Its
for now,
health
I
bar
guess.
matches mine.
Did you do anything else?
Nah.
Okay, that'll make it Johnny's turn.
All right. I'm gonna
And
cast.
just for future reference, if there's ever a time where you don't see a health bar and you expect to see one, please let me know, and I'll look into it and make sure everything is correct. Because obviously, I want you guys to see how more or less how damaged things are.
Okay. I'm going to cast healing on myself. Cure wounds on
Okay.
myself. So. Does that include the +3 now? Yes, it should, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. And I'm going to step here.
Okay.
And try and draw its, not necessarily draw an attack, but draw its attention away from Gwen and away from Jax.
Sure.
Now, square up with
Okay.
my shield, and yeah, that's about what we're doing.
Okay, that'll bring us to the top and Jaxar's turn.
We have left today. Let's see.
I'm now out of level 1 spells.
anything to it. I can bash it with my quarterstaff. All right, I'm gonna have to. To the fire.
Look over at him. Are you kidding me?
I mean, you do have the firebolt spell as well. That will hit. Okay.
Good chunk.
So not as damaging as you would hope. It's a vine, and you're trying to hit it with a stick, so it's taking half damage. And just a reminder, don't forget that staff is a magic staff that can do extra stuff. So, and that'll bring us to Althea's turn.
Yep, just I'm sticking with what I know.
That'll hit.
Okay. There's
Ooh,
the
that is some
halberd,
good damage right there.
and let's
Nice.
see. There's. Damn it! Seriously?
With
D-
one,
the D6 it rolled a 1 last time too.
yeah.
Garbage.
With one mighty swing, you chop off quite a few vines, and it, what remains of them retreats down the sides of the wall.
Okay.
Do you do anything else? Move or bonus actions?
Let's see. Can I move over here without attracting an attack from that one?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, so basically it's
So,
follow
what you're
me.
Yeah, what you're saying is that they have a reach of 10 feet. So if you do this, you're still in its range. So you're not going to draw an attack opportunity from either one.
Okay, cool.
And that'll make it the vine monster's turns. And seeing as you're within range, this one will strike at Althea. If I can get my dice going. There we go. That does not hit, but it does seem to be trying to. It's not trying to hit you hard. It seems to be trying to reach and feel you out to try to wrap you up in its vines.
And
the
trying
other
to
one
grapple
will,
me.
Yes, and the other one will try to smack Johnny again, and will miss. It just slaps harmlessly against your armor, making it Gwen's.
Come pick a fight with this one with Althea. Wait a minute. If I step over here, do we get flanking?
Yes, you would.
Hey.
You go over there.
Yeah.
Okay. You will draw an attack opportunity from this one.
No.
And it gives you a smack across the back for 2 points of damage.
As you're on your way out, it gives you a slap across the ass and says, "You go get it, girl."
Wow.
Dagger.
All right. Yep, that'll hit.
Dagger. Wait, dagger.
Okay. Yep, that's good damage. Good chunk of health off. I'll make it Johnny's turn.
Okay, I'm going to toll the dead on the one in front of me. It has to do a... what kind of saving throw is this thing? I forget. It's a wisdom
He's
saving
gonna
throw.
save.
God dang it. Mother puss buckets.
Yeah. It's a particularly wise group of vines.
Apparently so.
They're self-aware. So giant bell rings out, but the vines are unaffected.
Alright, that's all I can do.
All right, that'll make it top of the initiative.
Actually,
and
hold on. I'm
Jaxar's.
gonna move it to.
Oh.
Sorry, 'cause I got movement. No, I'll stay where I am. Stay where I am. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. Jaxar's turn.
Bastard.
I'm gonna- Okay, that will miss.
At him really sternly.
That'll make it Alpha's turn.
And I have advantage because flanking. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope I don't roll 2 ones.
Oh, you didn't get hit. You're good. Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. No damage.
Let's see if you do more than 1 fire damage.
And D6. Hey, 5 fire damage.
Yeah, that's quite the strike. The burning white flame, just burns away at the vines. They aren't appreciative of that, and they will try to strike you. But miss, so good there. And the other ones will strike at Johnny. And also miss, making it Gwen's turn.
Hack and slash.
Yeah. Dagger. Oh.
That will hit.
Oh yeah, we get
Because
dagger.
flanking.
Ha!
Yay!
Dagger.
Awesome.
Alright, yeah, it seems to be on its last vine. And that'll make it Johnny's turn. It doesn't have legs, so, its last root. There we go.
Alright. Call down Sacred Flame on this thing. That's a
Okay,
dex
that's a
saving
dex.
throw.
Yep. That's a D12, so that does.
That's not gonna work.
And 17.
You gotta be kidding
Yeah,
me.
that'll fail. Or it will succeed. So
I quit.
it definitely dodges the fire.
Sure, why not?
Making it Jackson's turn. Yep, that'll hit. Okay. So that will burn away at it, and it is near. It's where do plants go when they die? The compost
The
heap.
compost heap, yes, exactly. You beat me to saying it by like half a sentence. I love it.
It is Althea's turn.
Alright. Hacky, hacky.
Hacky.
Okay.
Yep, that'll
Yeah,
hack it up.
nice.
And there. And
Oh,
Fire,
fire.
fire.
Because I haven't been hit, so my concentration's still good.
Nice.
Yep. It'll wilt away from the flame and retreat back down below.
Okay. And then I'm going to come over here to help these gentlemen. Actually, hang on. I was there, right? Let me go. What is it? It's Q, isn't it?
Yep.
So there to there to. That's within 10 feet, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
if you can
coming-
reach it, it can
I'm
reach
coming
you.
into its threat range, so that's the whole thing.
Yeah, as
but
long
it-
as you don't leave the threatened range, it doesn't get an attack for option. So you can enter and then move all the way. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You won't.
That's
try off the-
basically where I'm going. To give everyone else
Okay.
advantage.
And the last one will try to strike Johnny again. Miss. And it is probably your guys' turn to just wall up on it till it's dead. So, Gwen.
Wallop, wallop, wallop.
Yeah. Dagger.
That'll hit.
No, yeah.
Excellent.
And that is exactly enough to bring it down as it retreats down below. Surveying the top of this tower. Oh yeah, so you'd noted before. I forgot to mention there's a stone pulsing with a sort of greenish light there. But there's the rope anchored down. Something's hanging off the edge. A man with a blood trail here. Ballista, a couple skeletons, and yeah.
Okay. So, how fresh does that blood look?
It's not incredibly fresh. Based on what you know, I mean, it's dried quite a lot.
Okay, so he's not getting up.
He's in the both the non-skeletons are in the livery of the blue and green owl. Presumably more dead soldiers from the town, presumably.
Okay. I would like to go and check on the rope.
I'm going to check this soldier for the key.
Okay. Hanging from the rope, you see a small bundle that has been tied up in it and is hanging down 4 feet or so.
Okay,
You
I
can pull
lean
it up
back and
easily.
I say, okay, I have what looks like a secured bundle, a secured package over here hanging out the window. Gwen, Jax, would you go check the other body, please? And I will start to bring up the bundled package on the end of this rope.
Okay, you pull up, and Althea is checking that man in the top left.
Yes.
You don't find any keys. He had a bow on him. His quiver is all but empty. There's one arrow with a green shaft, and the fletching is a bit unusual as well. It has a marked in it is a sort of skull painted in.
Perhaps poison.
Could be.
I
So the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, just I'm looking at it going, I have no idea what this is.
Sure.
But all right. Pick it up.
And Gwen's checking that man. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Yeah, just another soldier. Near his hand, or not near his hand. On a sort of like rope necklace is a pulsing greenish stone. He's got there's a sword lying near him, and he's one of the guards as well.
Hey, Jaxar, what you make of that stone?
So this is.
Jaxar.
The bundle that Johnny pulls up is a bit lumpy,
Okay.
and I don't know if you want to feel around it, if you want to pull out whatever's in it based on your
Yeah,
reaction to that
I will.
chest earlier.
Yeah, I will put it on the floor inside so it's laying on a surface.
Sure.
I will untie it and let's see what's inside of it. Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head in a box?
It is
Wow.
not. Unsurprisingly, it is a rather large, clunky-looking key, and quite old.
I look over and say, I may have found the key.
I think you may have.
I am the key master. Take me to the gatekeeper.
She just blinks at you.
What did you find on the other body?
I got that reference. There's a glowing rock on this guy's neck. But Jaxar, I don't know.
He's muted.
Just
Oh,
kinda
he's came
staring
back.
at it.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
dealing with my daughter.
Ah,
it's all
okay.
good.
That was the baby noises.
Just climbing all over.
Uh-huh.
No, that was joking.
Yeah,
Baby noises.
let me.
Daddy has jungle
And-
gym.
And now she's trying to type for me. Okay.
Well, let's see what she has to say about this game.
Yeah, is there anything magical like emanating from this guy at all, or it's just
It seems pretty magical. I mean, it's a rock that's glowing with a green light. That's unusual. There's no inscriptions or runes of any sort on the rock, so you can't really tell what it might be based on reading of runes. When you examine it, do you touch it? Do you hold it in your hands, or you just?
I'm gonna hold it in my hand.
You hold it. You feel like things are looking up. Like maybe, your fortunes are better. Does Johnny have a 100 gold?
No, I didn't mean to cast that. I was just trying to get it to
Oh, okay.
expand so I could actually read the thing. Sorry, my mistake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, no.
Have a 100 gold piece.
Yes, yes, he does. He's got
Good.
15 of them.
That is a why?
So I can cast it.
Because he's
So I can-
prepared.
So I can cast this spell 15 times. The exact reason why. Because I can't take eschew materials.
Luck rock I have here. Who wants to carry the luck rock?
Or wear around your neck.
Well, I can put it in my pack with the vibrating sword. Because it couldn't possibly be a bad idea to get those two things together.
Last time,
Sure, that's a.
last time I put
Ed.
a strange amulet around my neck, it almost got me killed, so I'm good.
Says the woman carrying the strange bow of grounding.
Yeah, well, it hasn't tried to kill me yet, so I'm good.
I don't
It's
know.
a mimic.
It's given me a sense that we're gonna do pretty well. We're gonna accomplish our mission.
Okay, what's check the skeleton over here next to the wall that I was standing next to. Anything? Is it just a red skeleton on the floor?
It is. It shouldn't be red. That's
Do I get the feeling that it's looking at me yelling, "You are failing"?
No, it's just a very very old skeleton.
Okay.
So the guys
don't
didn't clean up the
know.
top of the tower often.
No, they didn't clear away the skeletons that were here when they came.
Okay. Well, we have a key.
I'm-
We got a glowing rock. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to hold out the bow and the odd arrow to Gwen and say, "What do you make of these?"
I mean, does the bow look pretty normal?
Yeah, just a normal recurve bow that you test its pull and similar to the longbow that you had before. I think you still have that longbow actually, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that one.
Alright, cool. And, what about this arrow? It looks kind of green.
Yeah, the shaft is completely green, and the fletching has a skull sort of painted into the feathers.
Huh.
Freaky weird.
I don't know.
You
but it
notice
looks
a
like
bit. You notice a bit of like sort of an oily substance on the arrowhead as well.
Mm-hmm. Have I seen anything like this before?
No?
I'm wondering if it might be poison.
You could
Well,
always taste the oil and see.
No.
No. That's a bad idea.
I can take a whiff of it, though, right? I can just, like, lightly waft air past it so I can
Yeah.
smell it.
Snort that arrowhead.
No, thank you.
So So yeah, you raise up the arrowhead to your nostrils. You sniff out a sort of acrid smell to it.
Alright. Yeah, Elsie, I think you might be right. Might be poison.
So I'm going to leave that with you since I don't have a bow and I don't care to carry this one around.
What if you throw the arrow really hard?
Use it as a javelin. I could do that.
like a small javelin.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So, interesting.
So one thing that I should note as a just a style of me, I don't note where you pick stuff up. So please note if you're just throwing stuff in a bag, please note what what you're carrying and where you got it, so that I can refer back to my notes. Because if you say, "Oh yeah, what about this short sword we found a while ago?" I'm probably going to shrug and say, "I don't know. What about it?" And if you can't tell me where it is, it becomes a regular short sword.
Well, it's like for what I've got so far, I've got Vasher's smithing hammer and gigantic smiting knife.
Yeah, that's not going to help me for this
All right,
knife.
fine.
Your vibrating knife.
That's right. Yeah, so
It's a vibroblade.
You could put something like short sword from you know, Tower
Vines.
in the Waste, something like that. Just so I can refer back to the location from that and see what it was.
So we have vibrating short sword from Tower of the Wastes. Does that work?
Vibrating
Yeah, that
short
works.
sword.
Seems like it seems more like a kind of a narrow, slimlined Roman gladius now.
Let's see.
Tie this lucky amulet around my neck.
You
It turns into a giant fungus.
I'm very lucky right now.
yeah, you feel like fortune will favor you sometimes. I'm gonna take a
I can
short
feel it.
break,
25% of the time.
and I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, quick break. Ready, break.
Break.
Boots of anti-caltrops.
Okay, I'm back.
That was like maybe a minute. Oh wait, no, 2
Okay,
minutes,
well.
I suppose.
Alright. I guess this stone is gone.
I only got to sing through the Beauty and the Beast or not Beauty and the Beast, the Sleeping Beauty waltz like twice. I feel like that was maybe 30 seconds each. Anyway.
I can take off again. Just
No, it's
come back
okay.
later.
It's okay.
Joe has. There he is.
What?
Oh, my brother disconnected briefly, and now he's back.
Oh.
Have you watched season 3 all the way of Castlevania?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that it's a thing. Right now we're watching the new season of Clone Wars,
Okay.
and we're trying to finish this most recent season of Doctor Who, which is terrible.
Well, yeah.
It's really bad. It's sad because I like the new Doctor, but the writing for these episodes is just so bad.
Sure.
What else were we watching? That's pretty much it. We were watching a lot of the Great British Baking Show for a while, but then
Yeah,
we got to the end of the seasons with Mel and Sue, and I refused to watch the new moderators. They're terrible!
I don't know. I just know a couple episodes we watched, and then the one with James Acaster that I love, his quote from.
I don't remember who that is, but
He's a comedian. He goes, he gives them his product, and he's like, "There we go. Started baking, had a meltdown. Bon appetit." Yeah, it's great. I just got a game called Death Stranding, and
that
it's
sounds
really cool. Yeah, it's you know the guy that made Metal Gear Solid, Hideo Kojima.
Sure.
He made it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's his like thing. It had that weird like trailer a long time ago where it had Norman Reedus. He's a main character in Walking Dead. He's like holding a baby, and it's got like an umbilical cord going to him, and like that was the teaser trailer. I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand. And then,
Wait a minute. What's Norman Reedus doing?
he's in a game called Death Stranding.
Okay.
And it's, I mean, I played an hour of it right before we started, so I don't like I have very little information so far, but it's an interesting game.
Okay.
There's something called timefall. It's the rain that like whatever the raindrops hit, it like time is accelerated for that thing so much so like one of the beginning scenes, like within the first minute, is birds flying away from this, and as the rain hits them, they like fall out of the sky dying because time is accelerated so much that they like they die of natural causes within moments, essentially. But
Wow.
I've only got an hour in, so then based on how much I've done so far and the fact that the prologue was like 45 minutes, I'm assuming there's a lot more to go.
Good heavens. Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah. I played a game last night that was 4 hours long, and then I was done. Like that game's finished. Still waiting on.
The railroad. Wait, no.
Yeah, Paul will be back in a minute.
Okay. I assume everyone's just gonna move back down to the main hall with the Duke immediately. Like we're not gonna mess around, so I'm just gonna move everyone there.
Yep. Woo!
It was like magic.
I do like this new like thing you've got going on, so you don't have to move us to the different areas of the map?
Oh, to move up and down levels. Yeah, I literally thought of it this map as I was making it. I was like, that would be good.
That would be good.
Uh,
Also,
and then
go ahead.
you know how the walls are slightly outside of the frame of the grid, and so is the the light limiting line. Like if you, I mean this like you can see into the square a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've changed it so where I put the walls inside of the box, and I make that the grid itself the limiter. I don't know, just little things as I grow as a person.
And a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, you know that we can walk past this, right? This portcullis.
Well, you're supposed to be able to see through it, and there's no way to do that and limit your ability to walk through it. So
Ah.
It's the honor system.
Yeah.
yeah, initially I had put a wall there so that you couldn't do that, so that I could give you, so I had a moment to explain. But that was last session, so
Okay. I summon everyone back. Lego. Also,
roll a d20.
Johnny still looks a lot like Havlock.
Just the avatar, not the. Right.
I can't even see his avatar. His avatar is a big black box.
You failed to summon everyone back. It is a big black box. Interesting. Especially when I put it on large.
Wait, mine
bigger
looks like
black
a picture
box.
of Havlock.
What?
Yeah. It says Johnny, but then it's a picture of Havlock.
In the chat, yes.
When I change it, because when I put it at names only and it's no avatar, and then I switch it to like regular, it'll show Johnny or it'll show Havlock for a second, and then it'll switch to black, and now it's Havlock again.
See, now I'm seeing Johnny. Or
Really?
sorry, now I'm seeing Havlock's picture with Johnny's name.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what I
And and in the chat, it's Havlock's picture with Johnny's name.
Yes.
I don't know. The game is telling him he should have stayed.
You have to do it outside of. You have to do it outside of the like browser game app. You have to do it within Roll20's like account
I thought you could
management
change
system. I can change mine.
No, you have not died. I didn't. Okay, so I didn't hear your question. Oh, okay. Wow.
Sorry. What? I'm back. Sorry about that.
We have all been removed over into the throne room again.
Oh my god, we teleported.
Yeah,
It's all Gwen's fault.
And Joey,
Demons!
are you there? Joe?
Ground control to Major Tom.
We used to play at my high school before class. We would all get there at like between 7:15 and 7:30, and then class would start at 8:15. So we'd have like 40-minute sessions every day. And because I was the terrible DM back then, sometimes I would roll attacks, and like the people just getting there would be attacked because I was just like, all right, well, because he, I see him walking into this room. It was horrible. I was not a good person back then. I've grown a lot.
Is that where we get all of the horror stories of TPKs?
No, that did not happen. All right, one character remained. That actually almost happened on Monday. It was really rough. Yeah. Bad rolls.
Alright, we're just gonna drag Jaxar behind us. No, I'm
Sure.
just kidding. He's gonna miss story.
Did you say mystery?
Yep. Mr.
He moved his
Enigma.
character, so I assume he's here.
Oh, he
Joe?
did move his character. Alright, let's go.
Alright.
Mystery.
Yeah, so you insert the key into the wheel and, you know, rotate it,
Insert
the
this
port
and
bliss-
rotate.
and the port bliss raises.
Yay. You squishies, charge.
Nope, you first.
All right, so we will go down this way.
You're humming, aren't you? Yeah, so you can't really see much.
Hey, what's down here?
Down where? I don't know what.
Off to
Which
my right, but Gwen's left.
That was a very confusing statement.
This way.
You see a door lying on the ground. Oh, and you fell in the pit. Why did you put your character on the pit?
I was
and a
telling
pit
you. Oh,
right-
sorry. I should use my mouse. Not that.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. There's a pit right there. There's a door lying on the ground next to it. The spectral figure of the Duke will address you and say that I will show you the secret route out, but one of you must. What's the word? Swear to return.
I have already agreed to that.
He moves towards you after the Jaxar translates and says, "Kneel."
I face him and kneel.
He places his palm upon your forehead and says, "Swear to return to defeat the rot in this fortress."
I do solemnly swear to return to defeat the rot in this fortress.
Okay. He gestures for you to rise. You don't feel much different, but outside of just a heavy weight upon your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
He gestures for you to follow him, and he heads down this passageway. Off to the right, you can see bits of rubble and rotted timber, pools of some sort of liquid, presumably water. The roof there is completely collapsed and shines light down into the area beyond. He moves past that into this seemingly, it's a dead end, a broken passage. It doesn't look like a collapsed passage, but it just looks like maybe they never finished. He points at a particular spot on the wall.
Okay, go ahead and touch the spot he points at.
Okay. As you touch it, you feel that it can be depressed if you wish to push upon it.
Okay, I say bad things about its mother, make it depressed.
Wow.
I'll push it on the
stone-
wall.
Yep. You push, and the stone goes inward. The wall that looks like it was never finished, sort of, you hear grinding and a click, and a rush of kind of stagnant, stale air. Not a rush, but beyond that, there's a stagnant, stale air, and you can move into the passage and beyond.
Oh goodness, that's a thing.
So I assume you guys are all moving forward past
Yeah,
this. and not
at this
exploring
point,
the area further.
is it okay? Is it pitch black in this tunnel that we're in?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my tinderbox and light a torch.
Okay.
because I'm tired of
And
walking around in
then
the
everyone
dark.
will move in that direction.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm flat out tired of moving around in the dark.
Everything faded to white.
That's our night vision adjusting.
Huh. You move through the secret passage for some ways. It narrows at times and widens a bit. It seems like it may have been a natural vein in the rock at one point that they sort of co-opted into a secret passage. Yep, secret tunnel. After a couple minutes, you come upon a skeletal figure that is on the ground. It has bits of rotted cloth upon it, circlet on its brow, and a ring on its finger. It looks, based on what you saw of the specter, it looks like it could have been his skeleton
Okay.
there in the dark tunnel.
Check the ring.
But the ring, it's a platinum band with an emerald set in it. There is a etching of a griffin on the emerald.
Is the specter still with us?
No, he stayed behind.
Okay. I said I look at everyone. Said I'm going to take this ring, and when we're done with this, it's going to give it a proper internment with proper rites. Hopefully, put the specter at rest. I will collect up the ring.
Okay.
Is there anything else of note upon this skeleton?
No, whatever else it had has decayed beyond recognition.
Okay.
Just those two things: the circlet around its brow and the ring.
Okay. So what was the circlet made out of again?
It's a silver circle.
Okay, I'll do the same thing. I'll take that for proper interment later.
Okay. You continue upon the path for another maybe 5 minutes of walking before you come to a blank stone wall. It's uneven. It's not like a flat, end of the tunnel. It slopes up towards the ceiling and is rocky and uneven.
Okay.
So we're scrambling up this rock pile.
No, it like blocks off the path that you're headed down. It's a solid. It doesn't. It's not a slope away from you. It blocks the tunnel.
Oh. Can we start heaving rocks out of the way?
It's not a pile of rocks. It's as though the tunnel just ends. Figure. I mean, if this is a secret passage, presumably this is maybe where it comes out, and they don't want whoever's on the outside of this to see this. So you might see.
Okay, so start looking around for another. Looking around for another thing another trigger.
Sure. Yeah. In inspecting it, you figure if you push on it, it'll open, and it does so into the daylight. You're standing in. If you exit the tunnel, you'll be standing in a flat field of black ground. The tower is to your east, maybe a half mile away.
Wow.
The mountains to the west. It's hard to tell. You don't know how big those mountains are, so it's hard to tell how far away they are.
Okay. Which way is back?
We're going off to find the flowers, to take them to the people, to have them make the potion, to go back to the town, to give them to people who are sick. And then I'm coming back to deal with the rot.
And I'll be coming
Right?
with you.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay, so you head west towards the mountains. And
We should probably rest it
So you
sometime
walk.
soon.
Yeah, I mean, you could take like a short rest right now if you wanted to.
Short rest won't get me any spells back.
So let us.
Yeah, but it's daytime. We don't want to waste daytime.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. Yeah.
Let us not waste daylight. We can rest when we camp for the night.
Oh, enough.
Okay, so as you travel west, you note, you're walking along blackened dirt. It's kind of, I mean, it's strange because it's black ground. To the south, you can see some sort of structure. I'm not entirely sure what, but at the top there's this reddish light, and storm clouds are all around it.
Is the ground
And
blackened like it's been blighted, or is it blackened like it's been burned?
not like it's been burned. You don't smell the sort of burnt nature that would belie that happening.
Hmm.
So I guess it would be blighted.
Or is it like a black clay? Because that's possible too.
No, you don't. It doesn't seem that way based on its nature.
Okay.
Walking along it, you don't feel that's the case.
So we've got
Right.
Mordor down to the south.
Yes.
Presumably, lightning strikes in that area as well. You continue traveling west for another couple hours. The land begins to slope downward as you see these rock formations coming up from the ground, sort of circular tops to them. They're quite large. And as you head into this sort of Badlands area, you note there's headstones dotted about, and also note these rambling multi-legged creatures coming at you.
Nope, no.
Wow.
Like
I was just gonna say we should go around.
ginormous centipedes?
They're quite large centipedes, yeah.
But they are centipedes.
Yes.
Wait,
Okay.
do they look like the tribe we saw in the town?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's not be here.
Can we swing north or south to get past them without getting involved with them?
Yeah, certainly. So north and I mean these sort of eroded rock structures go north and south quite a ways. So you wouldn't really be able. You'd have to move through them. But you can avoid the small field of headstones and the centipedes within them.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm all about doing that.
Okay, so you're gonna skirt one way or the other and try to go around and continue towards the mountains.
Let's go north. Let's not go towards Mordor.
Okay, so you move through. It's the rock formations themselves are also that same strange that they're blackened as the earth is itself. As you move towards the rising side of the slow valley into some sloping hill, you notice as you come to this area there are these trees of great height. They look similar to the oak back in Brynmelyn, in that they're sort of twisted and black and dead looking. They're not oozing anything, but they definitely don't look, verdant and alive. As you walk,
Gonna
you
keep our
come
distance.
across. Well, I mean, it's a field of these trees, so I mean, you can certainly keep away from them as you move through them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just skirt them carefully and keep ready armed.
Sure.
Gwen will
As you're
start
moving,
to sing, just kind of a song of mourning for the trees
okay,
as they're walking through.
sure, okay. As you're singing out, you note you're passing pretty close to this solitary hut out in the middle of these hills. There's lights on inside. It's got a thatched roof.
Any signs of life other than the lights on? Is it like
I mean, the light flickers in ways that might suggest that something's moving in front of it from time to time.
all right? So shall we go check this out? Maybe whoever's inside can give us some information about the area.
I'm game.
Sure. You first.
No, that's usually the plan.
Good. Okay. So
So
Johnny moves to the front and heads towards the front door of this hut.
sure.
I'll stick pretty close to him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, nothing happens as you approach it. You get to the front, and now you're standing in front of a door.
Knock on it.
You hear bustling from inside, and after a moment, the door opens inward. Light floods out into the area. I mean, you've been walking for a bit, so it's not dark, but it's a little darker than it would have been.
So it's kind of dusky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
As the door opens, it reveals a very old-looking man. He. Give me 1 second. My cat is being odd.
Stubby?
Okay.
Oh.
So, yeah. The man is quite old. He's got wrinkled face. He's bald with sort of white tufts of hair around the crown of his head. He is wearing sort of disheveled old clothes. Maybe, and he kind of smells like maybe he hasn't washed or paid much attention to his personal hygiene for a while.
Okay, I'm already regretting opening this door.
He looks at you. He's got a wild look in his eye, and he says, "Ah, hello. Why don't you come in? You and your friend." He
Thank
clearly
you.
hasn't made note of either Jaxar or Gwen.
That's quite all right. We'll stay out here, but where exactly are we? We came from
No.
over by the tower, and we seem to have gotten turned around.
No, guests are always welcome. Come on in, come on in. And he gestures towards you as he turns and walks into the hut. You know,
There are
in the interior, it's sort of one small, it's one room. It's a one-room hut. You know, kitchen, bedroom are all the same. There's a hearth in the middle with a fire. There's a pot.
Judging by how he smells, I'm not going in there. Gave a very pungent description.
Yes, he is quite pungent.
Yes, no, thank you. I'll just stay where I am.
I throw a look at Johnny and I step into the room.
Okay.
I kind of
It doesn't smell any
dodge
better
her
in here.
throw, and
There are two more of
Yes.
us out in the a little bit further away.
No, well, I don't know. I was right behind you guys.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yes, that is the front. So Jaxar's right behind. Okay, so everyone's right at the door. So just to retcon, he does notice the other two, and he welcomes all four of you inside. Althea steps in It's not as there's no difference in smell. It smells pretty gross in here as well. And he says, come on in. You don't want to be outside when the plague comes. It's coming all the time."
When the what comes?
The plague.
The plague.
The plague. It's all about us.
Well, okay.
Is it
so
something
now-
that comes only at night? Because we have witnessed no plague today.
Kristen, what were you saying?
I was gonna ask if it's all about us, then how is it coming?
Right. He says, no, but the creatures, they're some of them are nocturnal, and those are the dangerous ones.
That I believe.
So, well, sir, we have to keep going on our path. We're looking for, and I described the flowers we're looking for. Have you seen anything like that around here?
So all you really have is like a image that was drawn by Gwen. So there's not much description there. He will say, "Well, you probably need to rest, don't you? Just I think I know what you're talking about."
Althea glances over at Johnny again and looks back at the man and says, "There are nocturnal creatures, and you're saying that we need to be indoors for the night, yes?"
Yes, you don't want them to get. They've got a mighty bite to them. Oh, something fierce. I've seen men stand still for hours after.
So a paralytic.
He says, I don't know what that means, but maybe.
Well, something that would make them freeze in position for hours,
Yes, as if by stone.
and as if made into stone. But then they recover, yes?
Quite. I got a bite myself once, and he lifts up his shirt, and you can see scars of what might have been fangs in his, like on his side, on either on his back and front, and you can see little spider webbing of these black lines come out from them.
How long ago did you get bit?
Oh, it was quite some time. I was just a wee lad. And he holds up his hand, and it's actually just like an inch shorter than he currently is.
Johnny, I think we might do well to thank our respective gods for shelter this even, and accept this man's hospitality.
Look to the man and I smile. I give him a not a shit-eating grin, but a good thankful incline of the head, inclination of the head, and said, "Thank you very much for your hospitality, sir."
It's like a shit tasting grin. Yeah, you can just a little taste. Yeah, he gestures you in again, saying, "I think only Althea has entered at this point."
Yeah.
He's gesturing towards this small table. He's got a couple chairs there, and he as you watch, he's busying himself, sort of pushing up. He's got like a box that he's trying to push up like it's going to be a chair, and then he like piles a couple like a pillow and some pilts up to be a fourth chair.
Okay. I'll just I will take the less comfortable spot and let our two squishies have real chairs.
I'm gonna look up and check what time of day it is.
So it'd probably be around 6 p.m. It's not so dark yet that you have to you would have to make camp, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
You wouldn't have much travel time remaining if you weren't.
Okay. Then I guess she'll shrug and walk inside, but she's gonna pick a corner.
I want to get
not
an
one of
insight.
the chairs.
Okay. I want to use insight to see if, besides Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, what's this guy's deal? Is he being does he really believe that what he's saying about these dangerous creatures out there? Yes, and I don't know a damn thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
would.
he fears the dark. He with the door open, you see him glancing not at you but past you and sort of into the sky. It seems like he might be looking at how dark it is, and
Okay.
he's casting fearful glances every so often as he's busying himself making up these new chairs.
Yeah,
He's got a fifth one coming. He's actually he's turned over a um, like a chest in order to support a fifth chair.
Sir, is there anything that we can do to help you with your preparations for the night?
Oh no, they never come inside. They just get the ones out. And he points past you into the darkness.
So notice that you've got 5 chairs going here. Is there somebody else you're expecting?
It's so that
They-
he can sit down, silly.
Thought he already had a chair.
There's 4 of you, and then he's 5.
Okay, so I thought that he was making 5 guest chairs. My mistake.
Nope.
So
Just chair
once
for himself.
once everyone's inside, I will close the door behind us.
Yeah, you see, the night creatures are coming already.
Apparently so.
Just in time.
So everyone heads inside.
Mhm.
Okay, and you close the door.
Yes.
I would imagine that you do not get too many visitors out here. I hope that hosting us is not a hardship for you.
No, I have food cooking. And he points to there's this pot above the hearth. You can hear it bubbling, boiling away. He said, not many visitors, no, but when I do get them, I make sure they're well treated.
Thank you very much, sir. It is very, very good of you to do.
Who were your last visitors? Tell us about them.
He thinks back. He seems to lose himself while thinking, oh, that was many moons ago. There was a trio of them. Well, a trio that came inside anyway. There was a young man and heavily armed folk, and they had a contingent of soldiers with them. Uh, they were 20, but before dusk. But only 5 remained the next morning.
Oof, that's bad odds.
Yes, they're out in the back. I had to dig the graves myself because they went on in the morning.
So, what compels you to live out here?
Oh, it's the only place I can live free.
How do you mean?
That is, if I were to leave, I'd have to come back anyway. So by living here, I get to have the freedom of my domain.
Why would you have to come back?
He taps his temple a couple times, and he says, "The only place I can get a respite from this," and then he lifts his shirt again and shows you that wound with the black spider lines.
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
He says,
So
"Well, if I were gone from this place, well, you know what happens to those that get the plague, right?"
No, what happens?
And he looks at you, point. Well, they don't have much life to live. They dead within months.
Why are you?
He begins to spoon bits of food from the pot into these sort of like clay kilned plates.
Did you say he looked at me pointedly?
Are you
Yeah.
speaking of the same plague that has afflicted the trees? The black ooze? The blighted
Yeah,
land.
it's a black ooze. You know it.
We do. And by being out here, your sickness is halted, delayed.
Says, well, that's the fruits of the mountain. And he points out, I mean, he's pointing at a wall, but you know from where you are that he's pointing in the direction of the mountain.
So then what's with the mountain? Sorry, you would
He
cut
said
out. So
the fruits of the mountain.
the fruits of the mountain. So there's something that grows on the mountain that helps fight that disease.
Yes, yeah, I need it. I eat it every week.
We're looking for, and I described that flower again. That's supposed to make a cure for this disease.
Well, that makes sense. That's what I eat.
But
So
you're
if we can
stuck
find
here.
this,
That's not much of a cure. It's temporary.
maybe it's because he's eating it raw. If we can get this processed through that through those people you seem to have met, maybe we can bring back a cure for him. Would you like to leave here?
Cure?
That's what we've been told. That's what we're looking for.
It pains me something awful if I don't get these sacks.
Tomorrow can you take us to where you get these fruit?
Oh, it's high up in the mountain, but yes, I suppose I'll need one anyways.
Well, we can provide you with protection to get there and back.
He
And-
as he's spooning the meal onto these plates, he's putting them in front of each person as he goes. And you offered protection. Good, because the beasties up there are quite dangerous.
Are they as dangerous as these creatures down here?
Oh, different danger, but yes. And
Apparently the ones down here will infect you. The ones up there will just eat you.
no, they'll get you too.
Oh, great.
Both will eat you. Both will. And as he's putting the plates in front of each of you, you notice that there's sort of like this maggoty beef and these black spotted potatoes on the plates. He finishes up by he has a plate in front of himself, and also along with this putrid meal, he's got this reddish bulb that's in pristine condition on his plate.
So, excuse me, sir. And I point to the reddish bulb. What's that?
This is the sacks. This is the bulblet, the flower bulblet that I need to eat.
Do you have any more of those here? Or is that the only one?
Oh, this is my last time. I make a trip up the mountain every week.
Okay.
Then
you
it
have to-
appears that we have come in good time.
He seems taken aback by this, but doesn't
Alright, I'm gonna go dig in my sack and get us some field rations that aren't putrid.
Sure. He digs into his own meal with gusto. He doesn't seem to mind any bit
I-
of.
I lean over. I lean over to Jaxar and say, "I don't suppose you have the ability to purify food and drink, do you?"
Joe,
Could-
you're muted.
I could give it a quick hit with my fireball if you'd like. If that's a sanitize spell.
It's oddly enough that's one that I have access to. I just don't have it prepared right now.
But it would only take you like 10 minutes, right?
No, I can't cast it
Oh.
right now.
Because you're out of spell slots. Got it. I don't know if I have access to that. Because I do have one slot remaining.
It's a cleric spell.
So I take it you all eat some field rations and sort
And
of push
don't
along
vomit.
the meal.
I do my best to eat what is provided to me. If I can't, do I have to make a Constitution saving throw? It's a valid question.
You won't know until you eat it.
So I do attempt to eat what he has provided.
I'm
Okay.
not healing you. You brought this on yourself.
All right. Yeah, make a Constitution saving. Yeah,
Oh!
You
Nice.
know, it's not the
Choke
best meal, but it doesn't make you vomit. So that's a win in my book.
You choke it down.
I am stalwart, damn it.
Guts of iron, brains of stone. Well, she eats her maggot burger. I'm gonna have some nice field rations.
Nice. All right. Yeah. He will continue on. He doesn't seem to notice that the three of you aren't really eating what he's given you.
Okay.
And he rambles on for a bit about just the monsters that he says are outside, the howling.
Can we hear any of this outside?
It's still kind of early. It's not yet night, so
Okay.
no, you haven't heard anything. He does mention the. He says, and then they're the little dragon folk, the little ones, and he gestures about like 3 foot high off the ground. They coat their weapons in this black goo, and they try to stab you with. And he vigorously like makes a stabbing motion at you
Yeah.
while he's just.
Like
Dragon folk.
kobolds?
That's the word. Kobolds, yeah, they're little yip yappers. And they try to stick.
Yip yappers. Yeah, those terrible little buggers indeed. And do they come out at night too?
No, they're in the south and the east. They don't come up to the mountain much.
So it's probably a good thing that we avoided Mordor.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Could be, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else anyone wants to ask of crazy old man?
Not tonight.
If what you need to keep you alive is at the mountains, why do you not live closer to them?
No, it's cold up there. And I mean, he doesn't have the best clothing. I mean, if it is cold, then he wouldn't last very long up there. His clothing is sort of thin and short, and it's kind of odd though that he says it's cold up there. But it being this close to the mountains, they're not particularly high, and it's been fairly like a temperate, warmish climate so far.
About how tall is this guy?
He's like 5'6". He slouches a lot. He's sort of old and gnarled, so
Okay. Well,
maybe
I'll reach
when he was young he would have been taller, but
Okay, I will reach into my pack, pull out one of my sets of common clothes, because I have 3, and I'll say, here, some warmer clothes for you. I'll give him a set of my common clothes.
kingly gift out here.
They'll be a little bit
And
big on you, but they should serve you well.
He grabs your plate and he scoops on even more of this food, and he.
Oh,
and
God. Thank you. I have eaten my fill, but thank you very much. I appreciate the offer.
A good turn deserves another.
Yeah, I will, not deal with that food.
All right.
And
Althea just bends her head over her plate and kind of chuckles.
Okay. Anything else?
nope, just set up guard rotation for the evening.
Sure, sure. Okay, so everyone will get their long rest in for the morning. Must excuse myself briefly once more. I'll return momentarily. Reset your spell slots and health and whatnot.
This guy's crazy.
Well, we know that. But then living out here on his own, keeping that infection at bay. Are you surprised?
Surprised? No. Cringing in fear of my health? Yes.
It's not like body contact will cause tooth decay.
You don't know it. It was very brave of you and rather foolish to choke down that meal, but okay.
All right. Who's choking down the meal now?
Oh, that we were just talking about me doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good. If I hadn't given you one already, I'd given you an inspiration point for that. Now that I remember.
You already had, so, and I know that I can't actually carry like 2.
Right.
Sure you can. You put one in your pocket for later.
Joe, put your health up to full, and so through the night, you make your camp within the hut itself, spreading out bedrolls and whatnot in one of the less filled areas of this hut. The man, he sleeps on just like a bed of furs. There's no cot off the ground or anything like that.
None of us asked his name, did we?
Nope.
Pretty sure I would
He
have
didn't
at
ask
some
yours
point.
either.
Oh, he
He
didn't.
didn't
Yeah,
ask yours either.
that's true.
In fact, he just sort of welcomes you in. So almost basically like the old friend vibe, actually. He snores softly away and on his pile of furs and settled down for the night.
Do we actually
Through the
hear
night,
the monsters?
Yes, you hear howls and scampering and flapping of wings. Sometimes a little too close. At one point in the night, you hear a scraping of like the outside of the wood up the outside of the hut before something scampers away very quickly. But whatever reason, nothing tries to break through the shutters, break down the door.
If I
damage
look
through the
through a crack in the shutters with dark vision, do I see much?
Make a perception check.
Meh.
You cast meh?
Okay.
Meh.
I cast meh on the crowd. They're all indifferent.
All right. During your bit of time watching, while the other three are asleep, you look out the shutters For the most part, there's nothing out there. At one point, though, you peek your eye, or peek your gaze through the shutter. There's this huge scorpion, like it's got to be 6 feet long. Just this massive scorpion sitting out there. It slowly closes its pincer. You see its tail curl and uncurl. Um, it's just sort of standing there for a bit before it scurries away.
It's posing.
Hmm.
You hear this voice say, "Ooh yeah!"
So yeah, there's definitely things out there,
Hmm.
and close enough. I mean, your dark vision's 60 feet, so it was pretty close.
Yeah, so I'll let everybody know what I saw in the morning.
Okay.
Creepy.
Yep. Morning dawns. You hear nothing. No songbirds, or there's not like a rooster crowing. But everyone is awakened by whoever had that last watch. And
Odds are
you
good it
can't
was
pick up
me.
your supply. All right.
Yeah, I would have
The
got.
old
Sorry, go ahead.
the old crazy man is continuing to snore quietly away while
Okay.
you are all awake.
I'm going to pull out some rations and set about trying to make an edible breakfast for us.
All right.
I will contribute some rations as well.
So that he doesn't try to feed us again.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a ploy of desperation and self-preservation.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Combat cooking.
you feast on your jerky and hardtack and bits of grain and nuts or whatever that you might compose your particular field rations.
Chop up some of the jerky and soften it in water, and then find a pan and fry it or something. I don't know.
You want to trust cookware in
All
this
right.
house?
Scour it out with some sand first,
Yeah,
if I can
Gwen's
find
just
any.
gonna
Uh,
make her own rations.
do you carry sand with you?
No, no. I was going to look around the house and see what I could find.
Okay.
I'm,
Not
I'm
much. He lives a very sparse existence up here in the foothills of this mountain.
and
Um,
yet he has meat and potatoes. Therefore, he has to have some kind of access to resources.
True. Yeah, it's odd that he has both of those, but he did. Um, let's see. There's cookware and the odd utensil here and there, but they're all kind of grimy. It doesn't
Mm.
seem like he cleans them after using them, sort of thing.
Ew.
Well, I make do. I do as best I can. If I have to burn stuff off a pan in the fire first, I will.
All right. I think Jaxar might have you covered
I
in
can
the
help with that.
burning stuff department.
Let's sanitize a few things here, and then I'll use them.
Just hold it up.
While they're doing that, Gwen is gonna take a look at the outside of the hut.
Okay.
She's
What
gonna
do you?
kind of circle it, see if there's anything like, I guess any sort of like runes or anything that looks like it might be offering the hut more protection than would meet a cursory glance.
Okay. Yeah. You circle around. The hut itself is made of a blackened wood. Um, even wood from one of these giant trees that are in this field on the hill. Um, as you circle, you notice there are many gouge marks. Whether it's like a close together claw scrapes or um, like the giant scorpion, maybe like a pincer scrape, bite marks, possibly all around this hut. You don't notice any runes or any reason to suspect that it is itself somehow magically protected. It is quite weird.
What about out back where you said you buried the guys?
Yeah, you notice a mound of dirt covering a section behind the hut.
Can I tell about how old it might be?
I mean, it's hard to tell. It is just a mound of dirt. And he said he was many moons ago. So it's easily months old. It doesn't look like freshly tilled dirt.
So what I'm remembering is what Althea told us about presumably Alex's fiefdom. I don't know, his duchy. How they like sent him away with the contingent of soldiers.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that was them, but that was years ago.
Yeah. I mean, if Alex is a young man at this point, he was sent away in his youth, so years
But-
is correct.
But the
So
old man
the
did not specify how long ago his last visitors were.
Right, that's what I'm trying to
No,
figure
he
out.
didn't.
So
Just moons. He said moons.
does the mound look like it's been months or years?
It's not. I mean, nothing has moved on that. That dirt hasn't been moved in a while. I can't really tell if it's months or years. You know, it is. It wasn't done yesterday or the week before, but it has a set-in look. As though, I mean, it could be a couple months. It could be a year, 2 years. It doesn't have that overgrown look of something that happened a decade ago.
Ah, okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Who did he say the three that came in were? Or like, did he describe them at all? Just two guards and.
He gave you a short description: two heavily armored people and a young man.
So I suppose it might be Alex returning.
Yeah, that's all he said about them. You didn't press him further. So
Yeah.
what you got?
All right.
Well, we have breakfast and a whole journey to the mountains to ask him questions. So
Sure. All right. So Gwen heads back inside.
Sure.
and I'll go over and wake
Okay.
our host.
All right. How do you wake him?
I just shake his shoulder until he wakes.
With a hammer to the forehead.
Right. That'll wake him, at least briefly. Yeah. So he's snoring softly. You know, the ins and outs of snoring, which I don't think I need to try to imitate.
No.
I have no idea what snoring sounds like. Ah, sleep gargling.
Shake, shake,
Got
shake,
it.
shake, shake.
Shake,
Well,
shake,
well,
shake, Sonora.
he looks. How covered is Althea again? I mean, it's head to toe,
She's
right?
yeah, she's covered head to toe, and she tends to keep her head bent so that no one can see her eyes. If you can see her eyes, she means for you to see her eyes. And she's
Okay, that's
not
what I thought. I just wanted to
yeah,
make
she's
sure I
not trying to kind of like the picture that Johnny's picture down here that's actually Havlock.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
used to
how
think that it
wrapped
was
up
half. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how wrapped up Althea is, only yeah, she's hooded too, so
Yeah.
unless she wants you to see her eyes, you don't.
When I first got that picture of Havlock, I thought, oh, that's Althea, and it wasn't.
No.
That was Havlock in his working clothes.
Yeah. So you shake him awake and you mommy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, a letter. I've got a letter. It seems that he remembered something that he didn't remember the night previous.
A letter?
And he's, yeah, I've got a letter for you. Or if you could return it, possibly.
A letter for us to take to the town?
If you could.
I'm certain that we probably could. Come, eat breakfast.
What town?
Eat some.
And he hands you the letter.
What town?
Well, is
After
okay,
he
is it
hands
sealed?
you,
Is it sealed or is it just open?
it's just an open parchment. It's been folded in half, but otherwise it's completely open. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an address on the outside of it?
there's not.
Who is this for?
No. Oh, dude, he ponders and I never asked. One of the men that visited so long ago came and handed it.
What did he look like? Do you recall?
He might recall. Double check as he busies himself. He seems to completely ignore the breakfast that you have made and sets about making his own.
You gotta have his
There's a
maggot burger.
off-smelling-
We have
there's
already
an off-smelling.
since
There's yeah, sorry.
yeah, it's okay.
It's just like off-smelling egg that he starts frying up.
Yikes.
You figure if he put them into some water, they would sink immediately. That's how you know eggs are bad, right?
Actually, it's if they float.
Ah, they're the floating ones then.
Yes. It's either the egg is bad or the water is extremely salty.
All right, so now I know to desalt my water before I try to. Okay. Yeah. So you ask him for a description, and he looks you over, and he says, "Oh, about," and he holds your height, but he does like a puffed out, like power, like He-Man muscle move, and
Okay.
bit muscly, but your height, and then he goes about making his smelly gross egg.
Smelly gross eggs.
But he did not tell you for whom this letter was.
It's for his sister.
For his sister. Do you remember his name?
He has that far away look, like he's thinking back across the passage of time, and says, the others called him.
You cut out.
Yep.
He says the others called him Sir.
The others
Oh
called
no.
Sir.
Can I read the letter?
Yeah, let's look see if there's a name inside of it.
Who's gonna look at the letter?
Well, yes, so was I if he could not provide an address to whom to which to
You've got
deliver
the
it.
letter. It's in your handouts.
Right,
Oh,
but
sweet.
okay, the thing is Althea is the sort of respectable person who wouldn't open somebody else's mail.
Okay, but then
Sure.
she can hand it to me. Is what she can do.
All right, I'll hand it to you.
I don't see it in the handouts, Jacob.
Nor do I.
That's because you don't have it.
Alright.
That's because he handed it to me, and I know exactly what it is, but I'm not reading it yet because Althea wouldn't.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah. So you handed it off to Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Ilum?
Dear
Have you heard that
Penthouse
word
Letters.
before? Ilum?
You might have.
Here,
Yeah.
Johnny, you
It's
can
one of the
come read this
deities.
over my shoulder. Wait, here, we can share. We'll do like sharing choir music.
Okay.
Oh wow, my handwriting's horrible.
DM added quotes.
Yeah, I added those. They're in brackets.
To sister from Michael. Well, that's helpful.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
What?
What did you say? From whom?
Michael.
She reaches out for the letter.
Oh, hold on. I'm not done reading.
Awesome.
Gracia?
Gresha.
Gresha.
Gresha is the name of the kingdom that you're in.
There is an ancient temple about a week's travel southwest.
Please, may I see it?
Sure. Here you go.
And I look at it. Do I recognize the handwriting?
Yep. It's your brother's.
I mean, we can't.
She sits down heavily on whatever is closest and starts
I guess
reading.
the chat chair that he set up the night before.
Whatever. Do I fall off of it?
No.
Okay. Oh shit! I just hit escape and it disappeared. Where did it go?
It's in the handouts.
Handouts. Yeah. Journal. That's probably the second option at the top right.
Journal.
It's where you would get your character, and then underneath
Handouts.
that.
Thank you. Okay. Determined to seek out. In the west is light shines. No, he certainly won't.
I
know
can't.
he
I
didn't.
don't see it in the handouts.
So far only the other three have looked at it. If you want to see it, you have
Yeah.
to.
So
Okay.
if
Oh, I
you're
see.
looking over my shoulder, and these are the comments that I'm making as I'm reading it, I say out loud, no, he certainly wouldn't. No, it didn't. Odd disease. Oh, the dark beasts we've seen. Oh no. Oh no.
So
Was this man when he came to you, was he ill from a bite?
He thinks a moment and says, "Yes, he was actually. One of the beasties got him. I couldn't spare any of my sacks for him."
Did you tell him of them?
I think I did.
Oh, good. Do you know if they went that direction when they left in the morning? Was he still alive when they left in the morning?
This one gets him a little bit more confounded before he eventually says, yes, they were headed towards the mountain."
Oh, thank the shield.
Smiles as if this. Yep.
Weeks travel southwest.
Wait, hold on. What did this guy look like?
It's my brother. It is my brother, Michael Verens. He is 5'11". He has sandy brown hair, brown eyes, fair skin.
That's the one.
Just out of curiosity, when
And
she
he
says
smiles at you.
When she says Varens, a religion check, does that name mean anything?
It should.
Off a religion?
Yeah.
Because it's a high priest noble household.
I don't remember from your background where exactly is Johnny from. I don't think I have anything.
Johnny is actually from. Yes. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if I put something in there about where he's actually from. It would be he'd be more local than anything else. He'd be in this region.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Then no, not so much. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, there you've heard something far in the south that's a prominent name, but other than that,
Okay, no big deal to me then. Excellent. Smith is
yeah,
is the
it would be like hearing of the name of some like you guys are in Texas, so like a senator in Iowa or something. You're like, yeah, whatever.
oh Elvis who?
Right.
Wow.
Gotcha.
What's your brother doing out here?
He too is an adventurer, a healer, a cleric. And apparently was with this band of travelers and was bitten by one of these creatures. There's a temple a week's travel southwest, but if they went to the mountains first.
Wait, hold on. Quick question, Jacob. The temple that I went to, is that north or south of us?
Where you currently are, that would be mostly east and a little bit north.
Mostly east and a little bit north?
Yeah, after you crossed the bridge from Wanborn, you traveled south for 2 days,
Okay.
which wouldn't get you to where you crossed the river just recently.
Okay.
It was really close to the river still.
Yeah, I was just making sure, just because if it was the same temple, that would have been fortuitous, but it is not, and therefore, Althea, we don't have time to go there right now.
I understand that. I understand that. Oh, God, we have a commitment.
We'll find your brother, but we've got to move. There's people dying.
Then let us move. How long will it take us to make it to the mountains, sir?
Well, you're in the foothills. He tells you that it's just a couple hours journey. I thought it'd be closer.
Well, then let us go.
Okay. So you all gather up your items, your things, and begin to journey up the mountain. He takes you along a route that is relatively smooth going. He's a very old man, so it's not like he can do a lot of mountain climbing. So the slopes are relatively gentle. There's, every once in a while you'll have to scale a bit of rock or something of that nature, but it's not like you're climbing up 100 feet of sheer cliff before you get to the next level.
Okay.
That would be difficult in plate.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm not in plate.
As you travel up the mountain, you notice it's getting a little bit more sort of moist and humid. Despite only traveling for a bit of time, it's getting colder and colder as you go.
Survival checks. Yay. Well, it's a skill I have.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the term frigid comes to mind as you travel up into this mountain. So, his comment about it being cold up here, too cold to live higher up in the mountains, is definitely apt. And you continue up a bit until you come. It's not the very tip top of the mountain. It's not a very tall mountain itself. Maybe only 1,500 feet or so. But near the top, where you begin to get into oddly some snowfall. Moving into the moving past that crushed snow, you notice every so often you see these bits of greenery with these sort of white flowers. And the old man, he was like, Not those. I picked that last week. Oh, I saw that one a month ago. We need to go higher. And he takes you a bit further until you start to see these little reddish bulbs on these flowers, and he tells you, "No, no, not that one. That one's too young. We got to get them just before they turn into the well. When I tried to eat them before, they gave me the shits."
Oh my. But these are. So these grow year round and they grow in a cycle that is not dependent on the weather?
He looks around and he says, "Oh, it's always cold up here."
I suppose that's true. So you have different areas from which you harvest at different times.
So I look around until I find one. I probably should do that.
Hmm.
It's like the idea of cycling never occurred to him. After you only trekked up into this area, it took about 2 hours to do so, and then you've sort of been wandering around the um, sort of in a circular pattern around the top of this mountain, looking at different areas where he's either telling you that it's not yet ready, or he's picked it already, or maybe every once in a while he tells you that it's overripe and that it won't do what you need it to do. And until eventually there's this sort of ledge, like a crevice within the rock that you see. There's these bulbs of this reddish fruit on the flower that he says are just right. They're more or less what he ate the night previous. And he tells you that those are the ones.
So we recognize it.
Oh yeah, certainly. You've recognized these fruits this whole time. For whatever reason, this whole mountainside has these flowering plants in these crevices and rock bits. It's not like it's covered, but as you traverse the landscape, you'll spot them and you see.
Right.
They
But
dot.
we can now see what he means by this one is that one's too young, this one's too old, that one's just right.
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, you know the Goldilocks flower.
Okay, now
There we go.
can we
Thank you for coming with me on that one.
can we use can I use something like survival, or can our ranger elf over there figure out how to transplant some of these things into bags of soil and take the seedlings with us?
Kristen, can you make an intelligence check with your proficiency in nature? It's probably just a nature check, huh? Probably runs off intelligence. Does run off intelligence. Yeah, you could figure. I mean, you can like bag up a bit of soil and the earth with the roots from this to transport it.
I am curious, how well would that work? If that could work that easily, then why, sir, would you not take some of these seedlings down the mountain and plant them by your house?
I just give her a look that says, "This guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you're asking that question? It's just a look."
She ignores him. She
Uh,
ignores Johnny.
I tried, but only in the deepest winter did they do anything more than die.
Hmm.
And yet, even those bulbs didn't. Well, they gave me the shits.
So they have to grow in cold climate. Is that right?
Are you asking me or the old man?
I'm asking the old man.
I don't know, but they don't live much off of this mountain.
Hmm.
So can we harvest? So if we harvest these, how long will they keep?
He says the bulbs. Well, though they're still edible. About 2 weeks out.
But you only find them one at a time. And that is why you have one per week. Or do you have to have one per day?
So, based on previous conversations, he eats.
You cut out again.
I said, based on previous conversation, he eats them once a week.
Once a week.
Yes, and
Okay.
as you ask, so when you ask him about why he doesn't harvest more at a time, right? Or two every trip. You hear a loud shriek of some that is nearby, and that is where we will.
End. Because, of course, the reason that he doesn't harvest more at a time is because he's trying to get the heck out of the mountains.
Where the screaming cold monster gets
seems
him.
Yes, possibly.
Like that.
It sounds remarkably like that.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Okay,
ladies and
folks. Thank you all very much. Talk to y'all next weekend. Have a good one.
gentlemen. Bye.
Yep, you guys too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Fun.
Bye.
Stay safe and healthy.
Yeah.